Today is April 25th, 2010. We're here at Rosaryville Park with the legend Gary Fisher with Trek, and we're going to ask a few questions about bikes and trails. Gary.
Yes.
This is your first time here at Rosaryville.
Yes.
What was your impression of the trails?
It was good and flowy, you know, and even though it was wet, it was not that slippy. A lot of fun.
When you first started getting out on the trails, what was it that, at that first experience, what was it that said, well, I got to do this more? Because you were riding road first.
It's just, I went out with some of my high school friends, and they were like, Larkspur Canyon Gang, and they were like, you know, it was like I was a junior in high school, and went out, they said, hey, you got to check this out, you know, and they loaned me an old beater bike, and I was like, man, this is nuts. And I'd ridden cyclocross before as a kid and everything, and a little bit, and watched those races, and they were totally different, you know. And I had a cross bike, but the cross bike, I mean, it'd get flats all the time when you went fast. And ballooner bike, I mean, man, you could just like let it rip. And it was so much fun. I still like it. I still want to have fun, you know. I'm like 59 years old and still out there as a thrill seeker. Still alive, you know, and it keeps me going. You know? The most fun was spreading the word. And, you know, you take somebody out on a ride and they come back and their eyes would be really big and they say, I got to get one of these. Marin County is the birthplace of low growth. Marin County in the 60s, they wanted to expand the population from 220,000 to about 1.4 million. There were developers that had plans on the boards to build big cities and freeways and everything in Marin County. And it was the Sierra Club and the Audubon Society that stopped them. And it was a big campaign they had. Now, today, Marin County went from 220,000 back in the 60s. Today, it's 260,000. Very little growth. So in 1979, the Sierra Club, those guys, they got totally upset with the mountain bikers, and they just like went to the Water District, who owns most of the land out in Marin County, and said, we got to stop this. And they banned all single tracks and everything. And you know, it was crazy for a while. I mean, they were busting people left and right, and they had speed guns, a couple of those, and 15-mile-an-hour speed limit. But it was,
on the trail?
Yeah, and like they'd go into court. Here's a rapist. Here's a drunk driver. You know, and here's a guy that was going 20 miles an hour out in the woods all by himself. And the courts got upset with that. Said, you know, don't bring that stuff in here. And so they retired the speed guns. They still kept up, you know, the ticketing of the you know, people. And more recently, the last 10 years, there's been the High School Mountain Bike League. And now every high school, all 7 in Marin County, have teams. You see teenagers out there all the time. So it used to be, are you anti-bike? And now it's, are you anti-kid? Things are changing big time in Marin County, and they're considering opening up more trails. They're building more trails so the kids got a place to train and race and everything. So that's a huge change right there. And you know, we're getting into the second generation. And in Marin County, you know, over 35 years, we have failed to kill a single hiker. And they were so afraid of that. You got to imagine, I mean, these are older guys and ladies, and eyesight's not what it used to be, the agility's not what it used to be, and they don't want to have their, you know, they don't want to be bummed out, man, you know. And so they got their trails. But you know, I mean, the answer to all that is building our own trails, because a mountain biker will stick on a mountain bike trail. They don't want to ride a hiker trail. They don't want to upset somebody's day anyway, really.
I'm not going to ask you like what's your favorite trail, because every trail has their own.
Yeah.
What is it that you like most about a trail when you're riding a trail?
The flowy stuff, fast stuff, berms, you know, things like that. You know, rocks, logs, stuff like that. Just, you know, well thought out, you know, done by some genius mountain biker. I mean, the flow, man. I mean, somebody's really got to be thinking to be able to look at that and look at the trees and look at where they're going and make that thing work. You know, people will ask me, well, what's the greatest innovation in mountain biking? I'll say the trails, and it is. And it really is. You know, we never had stuff like this to ride. We had some cool stuff, but not this cool.
In the end, you know, it's the experience that you're having outside in the trail on that bike. Could you talk a little bit about that? Even, you know, we're meeting people.
Yeah, I mean, we humans in the 21st century are a little bit too much in our heads and not in our bodies. And you want to get that balance. I mean, the head helps the body and the body helps the head. You know, they say with a bike, you know, you go out and you ride and you remember and you ride and you forget. And you can just, you know, you get back from a ride, you're like, your brain can focus on things, you know. And it's like, it's great therapy for you, you know. Hi, my name is Gary Fisher, and let me tell you, Rosaryville has got some wicked trails. Thank you so much for building these. I want more, please. Thank you.